group known as the Puppygirl hacker Polycule has leaked thousands of police training and policy manuals from departments across the country. Yeah, I saw that. Yes, I've been waiting for this segment. I bet. With the demographics of my audience, yeah, I bet. I bet a lot of you were like, oh, I can't wait for him to talk about the Puppygirl Polycule. And after all the jokes I made at the expense of Polycules last stream, hackers leaked thousands of files from Lexipol, a Texas-based company that develops policy manuals, training bulletins, and consulting services for first responders. The manuals, which are crafted by Lexipol's team of public sector attorneys, practitioners, and subject matter experts, are customized to align with the specific needs and local legal requirements of agencies across the country. Very legal boilerplate. The firm also faces criticism for its blanket approach to police policies and pushback and reforms. Well, that's interesting. I thought that this was just a company that, in a politically neutral fashion, produces training and policy manuals for first responders. Why would they push back on reform for police? That's interesting. I wonder if there's like a public-private, like an element to this, collusion. The data, a sample of which was given to the Daily Dot by a group referring to itself as the Puppygirl hacker Polycule. This is me being woke, okay? This is me being woker than you guys. I think being cringe is now based. In a world where we are getting brutally by fascists, I think that now being cringe is based. Always has been. It depends. It depends on how I feel at any given moment. But right now I'm saying it's based. Includes approximately 8,500 files related to training procedure policy manuals, as well as customer records that include names, usernames, agency names, hashed passwords, physical addresses, email addresses, and phone numbers. Damn. Police departments, fire departments, sheriff's offices, and narcotics units. That's great. That's great. Attorneys, city jails, probation departments, juvenile detention facilities, campus law enforcement. Does anyone else think it's a little bit weird that one private company gets to develop policy and training manuals to all of these functions? Like, oh yeah, we have our training manuals. They come from the people who write them for the police, sheriff's department, fire department, narcotic unit, juvenile detention facilities, campus law enforcement, tribal police, risk management association, state. It's like, I feel like there might be some problems with that. Like, I don't know. Especially considering the fact they seem to push back against police reform, which you wouldn't think they would if they were just like a neutral, information dissemination company. There's little transparency in how decisions are made to draft their policies, which have an oversized influence on policing in the United States. Some departments proactively publish their policy manuals online while others keep them hidden from public view. Given Lexipol's status as a private company, the widespread adoption of such manuals has led to concerns over its influence on public policing policies. The centralization, critics argue, could result in standardized policies that do not accurately represent the needs or values of local communities. Or what if Lexipol is staffed by a bunch of former cops and people who are friends with former cops, and they deliberately push back against police reform, not just because they don't want to update their manuals, but also because they're in cahoots with the police departments they service, and they're operating as a kind of unified front, a corporate wing for a public interest from the cops to not have to reform. Just possibly, I mean, it's worth considering, certainly. As noted by the Texas Law Review, although there are other private, nonprofit, and government entities that draft police policies, Lexipol is now a dominant force in police policymaking across the country. Lexipol has also been criticized for its resistance to police reform. The company's manuals often exclude reform proposals, such as requiring de-escalation and prohibitions on chokeholds. I love how in America, this is just a reform proposal. Like, de-escalation is just a suggestion to American cops, In remarks to the Daily Dot, a hacker from the Puppygirl hacker Polycule said the group targeted Lexipol because there aren't enough hacks against the police. So we took matters into our own paws, the hacker said. All right. Founded by two former police officers turned lawyers in 2000. Oh my God! Lexipol was founded by two former police officers. Earlier, when I said, what if this is a bunch of former cops? I was just guessing. It's just really obvious. Like, don't give me credit for being right here. Impugn them for being obvious with it. Lexipol has increased its customer base significantly over the years. The company has also caught the attention of civil liberties groups that have accused Lexipol of helping violent officers evade justice by crafting policies that provide broad discretion in use of force situations. Keep in mind, by the way, that for police departments, their policy manuals aren't just like a company guidebook describing best practices. It's their policy. So if a police officer is not found in violation of their own policy, they benefit from qualified immunity. This isn't like a regular corporate guidebook or whatever. It's legally protecting them. The company has been accused of discriminatory profiling as well. In 2017, the American Civil Liberties Union sent a letter to Lexipol demanding it eliminate illegal and unclear directives that can lead to racial profiling and harassment of immigrants. The policies include guidelines that are unconstitutional and otherwise illegal and can lead to improper detention and erroneous arrests, the ACLU said at the time, highlighting directives Lexipol issued cops. I love that language here, that Lexipol issued cops. It's not cops going to Lexipol to craft their policy booklet or whatever. It's Lexipol prescribing it, that indicated they had more leeway to arrest immigrants than the law allowed. The following year, the ACLU of Washington asserted that Lexipol's policies led an officer in the city of Spokane to unlawfully detain and hold a victim of a car wreck to be questioned by immigration authorities. Fantastic stuff. So, Puppygirl hacker Polycule, huh? Everything follows the same script. It's so boring. Can you imagine knowing how the world works and still being a capitalist? I know that's like cringe to say. It's very like wave Soviet flag, bass boosted Soviet Union anthem or whatever, but literally it's like uncovers literally all problems in society. Oh, it's private equity if it's on the public market, or it's like corpos working with police or like the government in order to maximize corporate profits or advance their interests. The only reason this country is interested in police having infinite leeway is because they're used to protect property against the working class, like, or from the working class. Like it's always the same thing, man. This actually isn't getting a lot of attention. If you YouTube search Puppygirl hacker Polycule, I don't see anything about it, like at all. I guess the Daily Dot might be the only one on the beat right now. Do you condemn the Puppygirl hacker Polycule? No, I condone their behavior. Polycule is just a triangle relationship. No, it just means more than two people, but in practice, it usually means like 17 people connected by a bunch of loose one-way and like partially open relationships, and they all get together for holidays, and most of them can't cook, but some of them can, and they're the ones that kind of keep it together. It's another name for Discord server. True. That's pretty true. That reminds me, didn't the hacker who leaked the TSA no-fly list say she had 9 girlfriends? This might literally be the same group. We don't know. Who knows?